Okay, so I told you CNN was, told by the Trump administration that they would not get any surrogates, they would not get Kellyanne Conway, they would not get any press coverage or access to the president. They were banned because Kellyanne Conway rethought their relationship. I think we have to rethink our relationship here. She said that to Chuck Todd. You're right. But here you have Jake Tapper interviewing her yesterday because she decided she'd give it one more try. Because I got a funny feeling that Donald Trump doesn't like not being featured on one channel. He doesn't like not being featured on CNN, which is a global news network that employs hundreds of thousands of journalists. And, yesterday, so interesting, but we did get an opportunity to interview Joy Reid on what she thinks is going on. And of course, she understands what this is about. The only part of our government that seems to be working right now, because obviously the Senate is rubber stamping the most ill-equipped people, the most unfit people for cabinet positions. Yes, ever so slowly. But remember, Democrats do not have the votes without Republicans, which is why they're doing these all-night talkathons to try and coax one decent Republican of conscience into voting no against people who are unfit or ill-equipped or have no previous experience in that cabinet. Whatever it is that cabinet oversees, whether it's the EPA. Okay, the EPA, Scott Pruitt has received, 450 current and former EPA officials have written to the Senate begging them not to confirm the Oklahoma Attorney General, Scott Pruitt, as the director of the EPA because Scott Pruitt is suing the EPA. He's got 13 different lawsuits against the EPA. And they say, if you put him into EPA, he will be suing his own damn self. Sort of like Donald Trump now with the old post building, the old post office, is his own landlord. He leased it from the government services agent, from the GSA, which in the lease itself strictly prohibits any government officer, I think the president qualifies as that, from leasing this property. And then we find out that Trump's trust, after that big dog and pony show with the lawyer from the law firm that was voted top law firm in Russia, swear to God, the law firm that is supposedly divesting Donald Trump or creating the blind trust for Donald Trump was voted best law firm in Russia. That law firm failed to make that trust irrevocable. It's a revocable trust. At any time, Donald Trump can then go ahead and be enriched by, his businesses. So that's all come to the light. But the impeachable offense right now is he's in violation of his own lease. And in that way, Pruitt could not be EPA, the secretary of EPA or the chairman of EPA, because he is suing EPA. And then, of course, you have Jeff Sessions, who is a notable racist. You can find a million things that were said during his confirmation hearing testimony from, a white lawyer who brought those civil rights cases, who defended those civil rights workers, the Marion Three in Perry, Alabama. Okay, in Marion, Alabama. You can find their testimony, and that you can see that they were called, that Jeff Sessions called them a traitor to their race. I mean, this is all stuff, right? And so today you have Donald Trump, trying to trash the courts. The only functioning, this is what Joy Reid, sort of put a light bulb over my head about yesterday when she said, Congress is just rubber stamping these people. And of course, Mitch McConnell's been bought off because, Elaine Chao is his wife and she was given a cabinet position, right? So, what did they make her? Transportation Secretary, what the hell? But this is what she wanted to do, was run an agency with a lot of money. And I'm sure, if we do an infrastructure bill, she will have her mitts on a good tranche of cash. So anyway, that's what she wanted, and she got it. Then, of course, you've got Betsy DeVos, where you look at Betsy DeVos's contributions. She gave over $50,000 to each and every person who confirmed her. Each and every person who confirmed her received a campaign donation from Betsy DeVos. So they're buying the whole government as far as the executive branch and obviously the Senate. So Joy pointed out yesterday, the only thing that seems to be functioning is the judicial branch, the third co-equal branch of government. And this is why Donald Trump, I noticed, is trashing the judiciary. He keeps doing it. You know, here we are sitting here waiting. Did you hear the oral arguments last night? I got news for Donald Trump. A bad high school student would not have understood any of the standing arguments that were made last night, would not have understood what the Dim case was, would not have understood, you know, that Washington State had standing to represent the proprietors of public colleges who are the state. I really don't think I don't think he understood it. I don't think anybody without a law degree understood what those arguments were, except, well, I have an honorary law degree. I do. I honestly do, but it's not, it's not like I went and took the bar or anything like that. But, that said, it was hard to follow if you really didn't understand case law. It was hard to follow if you didn't understand standing. It was hard to follow if you didn't understand what the difference between mandamus is and certiorari is. And if you didn't so what is he talking about when he sits there and slams them and says, I was watching last night and I got to tell you, I was shocked and appalled. I was just so disgusted with the politics that was in the court last. They were talking case law. And I got news for you. The government attorney sounded, okay, like worse than me. If I had been called upon to make that case, okay? I mean, this guy, I'm a better lawyer. I should say it in the positive way. People have told me this too. Lawyers have told me this. Many lawyers have told me this. Supreme Court constitutional lawyers have told me this. They say I'm a better lawyer than most lawyers. Okay, great. So I did get an honorary law degree. Somebody actually said, yeah, you're a better lawyer. You deserve your law degree. So here it is. Okay, so I have that. But honest to God, do you think that government attorney, if you heard him, what was his name? August Fleche? Is that American? I don't know. A backbencher from the attorney general from the attorney general's office, because we don't have an attorney general. Why? Because they kept him in the Senate to vote for Betsy DeVos.